Hello everyone and welcome to our Divi feature update live. Now before we get started, please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Please let me know in the comments box below. And by the way, we are live streaming both on Facebook and also on YouTube. Okay, so I can get I'm getting some feedback here saying the sound is good. That's fantastic. All right, so first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to the Divi Feature Update Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest Divi updates. We go into depth and do some Q&A and play around with the new features. So I'd like to welcome here Sheriff C, George as well. Please let me know where you're tuning in from as well. We also have Ibrahim here, mobile user. We have Jeremiah. Apra saying, hi Mac, how you doing? How you doing? Mads Callum said a little too quiet. Okay, let me just increase my volume here. Okay, I hope that is sounding much better now. All right, so we also have Mark. Okay, how does that sound? I've increased the volume. Okay, so we have Mohammed here from Egypt. Awesome, that's good to hear. We also have Total Villa. All right, Christian from Spain. We also have Mark. Mark saying sound sucks. I don't know what you mean. Like, is it that bad that you can't hear me? Please elaborate on that. Ibrahim from Syria. Good to see you too. That's awesome. Right, okay. I think so far so good. Does anyone have a problem with the sound before we go in? Because I can do a little bit of adjustments here just to make sure everything is okay. Right, Marcose saying, hey, what's good? I'm good. How you doing? How you doing? Mladen saying too much bass. Okay, too much bass. Okay, I can quickly fix that. Here we go. Okay, so I think that will be much better now. Right, Abu Tahir from Bangladesh. We also have Sven. Good to see you. We also have Jeremiah. EQ is off. Turn up treble. Okay, right. So I've just reduced the volume a little bit. So I mean the bass a little bit. So this should sound much better. Okay, right. Today we are talking about a brand new feature, and this feature is really, really awesome because, you know, back before we used to have a problem with trying to design our website for different mobile screens. So we only had two options, to be honest. We only had the tablet, and we also had the mobile phone, and this was a specific size. So this was quite difficult because we couldn't really tell what it looked like on different screen devices. So now with this feature, which is called the responsive preview system, it allows us to dial in custom settings to see how our pages are going to look on pretty much different devices. We can also add in custom sizes. So this is really exciting and I can't wait to show you this. All right, so we're going to switch over here and let's take a look and see how we can start using this feature. So first of all, you want to make sure you're running the latest Divi update, okay? This feature will only show in the latest Divi update. So over here, you can see everything is all updated. So I don't have any notifications here telling me that I need to update anything. So in your case, if you don't see a pop-up here which is telling you that you have an update, just click here on this link and this will pretty much refresh and pull the latest data. So right now you can see here themes are all up to date, plugins are up to date. Okay, so now let's go to a brand new page and let me show you where this feature is. So now if I click on add new, we're just going to create a brand new page. So let's just call this new page. And also, just to save us a bit of time, because I don't want to create all these pages from scratch, because the main idea of this live stream is to show you the latest feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a pre-made layout, because this way then I don't have to mess around and try and design pages from scratch. Okay, so I'm just going to go through here and look for a layout that I may want to use. And you know what? I am going to go with, where is it again? I'm going to go with, all right, let's go with this one here, the Gardener Layout Pack. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. Right, so this is going to take a bit of time to download all these files, but once downloaded, we're going to have pretty much the page. Right now, let's have a look and see if there's any questions. And by the way, if you have any questions, please do ask your questions in the comments box below, and I'll do my best to respond to these questions as we proceed with the show. And we are also, well, we are also live streaming also on Facebook. So just make sure that you ask your questions on Facebook as well. And I'm just going to make sure here that everything is running okay on Facebook. Okay, right. Looks like everything is fine. Okay, right. So my layout has now been loaded on, and everything is looking good now. Right. So the first thing when you take a look at this page is, okay, so where are the settings? Okay. So basically you really have to go back to all these previews here. So if I click here on the tablet, this now is going to take me into this new interface. So you can see here, this is a brand new interface. Okay. So first of all, we are in tablet view. So we can also switch over here to mobile view. So as you can see here, things look a bit different. Now, here's the thing. If you wanted to take a look at different types of phones, what you would do is you click here on this drop down and you can see all these presets here. Okay, we have the iPhone 6, 7, 8, iPhone Pro, and XR, XS, Max Pro. So you have all of them here. So as you switch between these, this is what the page is going to look like on that particular phone. So let's go to iPhone 6. Right, so I've chosen iPhone 6, 7, 8. So you can see here everything is in view, which is fantastic. And also this is one of the great things about using these pre-made layouts. They look great pretty much on all these different devices. Okay, so let's say you want to take a look at this in a much bigger phone. Let's go with the Pros. There we go. So you can see slightly here that the size has changed. Okay, so this is what it looks like on these phones right here. Now, you may have not noticed, but over here on the top, we also have this switch, which makes us take a look at this page also on landscape. And this is really exciting. Look at that. So this is what it looks like on this phone in landscape mode. So you just have to toggle between these two here. And now you can design your website this way. Okay. Now, let's say you really want to dial in and see what it looks like, with a specific size. This is where now you can drag these sliders like that. And as you can see here, this has switched now to custom view. So you can really take a look at this site on different views. Okay. And if you want to change this to portrait, there we go. We're on portrait. And again, you can do the same thing. You can just drag these and see what it looks like. Now over here as well, we have this line, and this line determines what is above the fold. So this line here, you can play around with it. We can drag it until you're happy with where you want it to be. So you can adjust your content here accordingly to make sure everything is in view and pretty much you're okay with it. So as you can see, if I switch over here now, on the desktop view, now I'm just back to my normal desktop view. Okay, so any questions so far? Because I believe this is straightforward. But if you have any questions, please send me your questions here in the comments box, and I'll do my best to respond to them. Right, I can see here we have quite a lot of questions. Right, let's see. Right. I can see here there's quite a few questions which are more general. Now, this Divi Feature Update Live episode is mainly about the responsive preview. So if we stick those questions to the preview system, then it makes it easier because some of these questions here do not relate to the update that we have today. This is the Divi Feature Update Live. Okay, James King says, so it's basically a clone of Chrome DevTools. Haha. Yep, I mean, now we have it in Divi, which is fantastic. So there's no need now to switch to the Chrome browser to take a look at these previews. Everything now is within our Divi builder. And not only that, there's also other features here that we have where you can make your specific size a default size, which I'll show you in a moment. Jeremiah says, wow, that's pretty powerful. Awesome. Yep. I mean, to be honest, I think this is a really cool feature because before it's like you only had one size, like for the mobile phone, you only had one size to preview your mobile devices. And that was very, very, very limited. So now we can really take a look and see the different presets and also add our custom sizes. So this is, in my opinion, really, really big. Right. Okay, Jeremiah says, how small can the window get? Right, we're going to take a look now and see how small it gets. Bodan says, how to modify specific size. Okay, I can show you how to do that. Right, so let's switch back over here. Okay, so over here, back now on my page. If I switch over here to tablets, or in fact, you know what? Let's go to mobile. Okay, let's go to mobile. So what you can do here on mobile is you can either choose these presets, right? So let's say you want to see what this looks like on an iPhone 6, 7, or 8. You can just click here and pretty much the sizes here are dialed in for you for these dimensions for the iPhone 6, 7, or 8. But let's say you want to add your specific values. Well, you can just go in here and add your own. So for example, let's say you want this to be 400. You just hit enter and that has readjusted it. Or you can just click here on these little arrows, as you can see here. I mean, of course, I wouldn't use this because it's a bit too small, to be honest. I mean, slow. So I would just type in, you know, whatever value it is like that, enter it, and this will make me, this will allow me to see basically what this looks like. So the whole page is here, so I can see what it looks like. And then over here, I know there was a question as well about this line here. This line is pretty much showing us what's above the fold, or what's filling up the screen, okay, before you start scrolling. So you can adjust this if you wanted to. So let's say you know the specific height, you can drag this, you know, to whatever position it is that you want, and then you can add some padding here, you know, like that, because now you know you have more space, or you can reduce it if you wanted to, okay? So this line here can be moved wherever you want as you're building. The other way of also adding your values here to the specific size you want is by dragging this slider here. You see, as I'm dragging it, I'm seeing this in real time, what this is going to look like, okay? So this is another way to use this preview, okay, this preview system. Now, there's also something that I was going to mention as well, which in my opinion is a great feature. Now, let's say you're designing your websites and you know specifically a size that you want to use each and every time that you start designing your pages. What you can do is once you've dialed it in here, let's say you're happy with 636 by 701, you can click here to make this the default view. So every time now you start designing your website and you switch back to the phone view. So right now I'm in this normal view. So if I switch back here, you're going to notice that we're just going to go straight to this view that I set earlier on. So this now is going to be my default view. Now, it doesn't mean that once you've set it this way, that's the only way it can remain. You can always come over here and hit reset, okay? But it allows us to set our default views as we're designing our website, and same applies here with the tablet as well. So let's say you go in, we also have different tablets here. So let's say you dial in your size, you can also make it default here, okay? Now, in fact, I've switched back over here to the phone. Okay, so we're on tablet view. And again here, we can customize our sizes. But notice that pretty much the interface is the same for all this. Okay, let me take a quick look at some questions here as well. Okay, Bodan. Okay, I get your question now. How to customize the content on a specific size. Okay, so let's go in now to this text settings, design. Let's go to our heading text. Now, when we click here on heading font, in fact, let's go to our font size. Where's our font size? There we go. So here we go. So here is where we have our font size. So if I click here on mobile, notice what happens. We have a brand new interface. So as you're designing your text here, you can actually see in different views what this is going to look like. So this has pretty much been transformed completely. So as you can see here, as soon as we click here on these three tabs that we had before, it is now taking us to a brand new interface, which allows us to go in and choose specific screen sizes, and also we can preview and see what it looks like pretty much across custom sizes or even presets. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to take a quick look here at some questions. Isom Kelly, what I mean is what it does, moving the line automatically change. No. That line, let's say you know the height of the page you're designing, and let's say it's 900 pixels, for example. You can set that line as you're designing your whole website, and say, for example, you want everything to be above the fold. So that line is your indicator now to show you that once you've gone below it, this is now outside the above the fold line. So that line is just a guide. It doesn't change your content. It's just for you to see as a guide. Okay, and you can move it around wherever you want. Okay, James King says if you switch to landscape, then change the device does not remember to load in landscape. I'm going to try that out. Right, is it possible to customize each display? Peter, remember, this is a preview system just to show you what it looks like in different devices. Okay, it just shows you what it looks like in different devices. So let's say you're designing a website for a client, or let's say it's your own website. So if you want to make sure that all the content on different devices look accurate and everything looks great, this is the system that you would use. So let's say, for example, in an iPhone 5, everything looks off. You can go in, fix the sizes for that for the iPhone 5 view, move on to the iPhone 10, and make sure that everything is just looking okay in all those different previews. So this is what this is for, just for you to preview and see if everything is looking okay. Hope that answers that question. Okay, let's take a look here. Right. looks like we don't have more questions. Okay, let me just go ahead and demo a few things here. Okay, so back over here to my site. So what I was going to show you was now that we go into in fact, basically wherever you see this little icon here, this is what now takes us to our previews. Okay, so when you click that, it takes us into our previews, and this is where we can see where we can make our changes, and this is per module basis. Okay, so if you want to do it this way, this only shows you where to adjust. So for example, here on the heading text size, I could say, you know what, let me just reduce this a little bit. Okay, because I want this in 2 lines. Come back here. And right now I'm in my preview, so I may say, okay, you know what? I wonder what this looks like on an iPhone 6. Okay, so now we're on iPhone 6, and I can say, okay, this looks okay. Okay, let's take a look and see what it looks like on iPhone 11 Pro. Okay, and that looks fine too. Okay, so this is how you're basically, testing to see if everything is looking okay. Right, so you could say, okay, right now we are in portrait mode. Let's switch it over here now to landscape, okay? And still, we have our content here. So I can go back in and adjust my sizes accordingly if I need to. So now you can see I'm making it bigger, or I can just pretty much keep it like that. And again, I can customize this. So let's say I want to have a custom view and just pretty much go through all these breakpoints and see what it looks like. So basically this is what I can do. And as soon as I get here, maybe at this view, I don't really want to have this in 2 lines. There we go. I've just adjusted that. Now it's on 1 line. Okay, so once I'm happy with that, I can save, knowing now that this information here is looking pretty much okay on all my devices. If you're just joining us, this is the Divi feature update live. Today we are taking a look at the Divi responsive preview system. So this is a really cool preview system now, because we can now design our websites knowing what they're going to look like in different mobile screens and also tablets. Okay. I have a question here from Peter saying, will it remember each setting for each device, or is it just a general guide? Right, so here we have some presets. So these are our general presets. Okay, so this is what it looks like on those presets, but this is a guide really to show us what the content looks like when it's going to be previewed in different devices. So it's just a guide. It's not how do I describe it? So when you design the page and it looks okay, let's say in a specific size, it doesn't mean that that specific size is what's baked into the website. It's a preview system. So it's just for you to see that everything is looking great in these different types of devices. So when you do go to a specific device, it is going to look great and everything is going to be in place. I hope that makes sense. James King says, is it out now and can I install it? Yes. What you need to do is to go to your website, make sure you hit the update button in your dashboard, and this is going to show you that you have the latest Divi update. And then once you update it, you're going to have this feature right away. Right. Ibrahim says, can you preview a 4K display? Okay, why don't we try that? So I'm going to switch back over here. 3840. by 2160. Okay. 3840. Now I'm just adding this here, but to be honest, although we can go in and dial in our sizes here, there is no screen size that you're going to preview your website on, which is going to have that size, to be honest. Okay. I would say most screens will not have those type of resolutions, because majority of people viewing websites on the internet will not, be viewing this at 4K. So it is not necessary to design your website for 4K, to be honest. So I wouldn't use these settings, although you can go in and set them up if you want to. Okay, so yes, you are able to go in and dial in those specific values. Ibrahim. Okay, so I think pretty much we've covered. This was a very short update, but also very, very powerful. So go ahead and start playing around with this feature. It is available right now as we speak. So all you have to do is to update your Divi install to the latest Divi. And once you've done that, you're going to have these features. So for us designers, I think this is a fantastic feature, because as you may know, as you know, a lot more people now are viewing our websites on mobile devices. So making sure everything looks great on mobile devices is key. And I'm really glad that this feature has been released. I was really waiting for this, because basically there was no way of really dialing in and seeing how things look like on different views. But with this now, I know there was a workaround. You could use the Google Chrome extension, but with this is fantastic. And I hope this is going to make our design process even much, much better. And here at Elegant Themes, this is what we thrive to do. We're here to make sure we give you the tools and features that make you design professional looking websites in a much, much easier way. All right, guys. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in today's Divi feature update live. You always make this show very exciting for me. And the fact that you guys come on this show just gives me a lot of excitement every time there's a brand new feature. And I hope there are going to be more features coming through, because I really miss these Divi feature update lives. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care.